Hey guys, Tristan here from Rally Subaru. Just going to do a quick kind of video on the 11.6-inch touchscreen included on most of the Subarus here. Get a lot of customers just asking questions on some of the features. I like to start first with the climate controls. So this is the touring package. Most of these cars will come standard with dual zone climate controls. That means you can have driver and passenger different climates. So this is going to be on the Crosstrek touring just to kind of show that off. This is in Canada, but it should be pretty standardized across North America. For the driver side, you do have your hot and cold temperature controls here. Now, when you first start the car, detects there's only somebody in the driver's seat. It's only going to turn on that driver's side fan. Now, if you do want to turn on the passenger, you can hit this all. It's going to activate both sides here. Now you can use the passenger side, and you'll see now you can have different temperatures. You do have your fan speed controls through here, your full front defrost, you have your side mirrors, front windshield wiper, and back window defroster controlled through here. But for the full controls, you can turn on and off through here. And press this screen, it'll open up this multifunction display. Now, with this guy here, now that this is open, you can just tap anywhere on the screen, you can drag it, and of course, sync is going to match up the driver and passengers. Now, once again, they'll both be adjusted together. You have your circulation options, your AC, max AC. You can also customize this button, so if you want the auto to be in your display settings, just go under climate controls in the main display settings, just through here. I'll give you a quick show. So we're going to go down into climate controls, and you'll see where it says AC. I always love to just switch it over to auto. It's a nice feature. That way you can always switch it on to auto, get the climate exactly where you want it, and it's going to slow those fans down or speed them up, heat it up, put that AC on, whatever is needed there. Now, a few things to also go over the main screen here. Besides the climate, you have your ventilation options down on this side. The home button will always return to the main screen here. Now, coming into it as well, you do have your vehicle settings. This is a quick little bubble. You can go into more in-depth settings, but here's where you can find your X mode on and off, steering responsive headlights, auto vehicle hold. If you do have any questions, feel free to blow it down in the comments and I'll explain a little bit more. Some options, instead of just in a toggle, you have a deep snow and mud and a light snow and dirt. So there's different options for that. Driving assistance, this is where you can find all your pre-collision braking, forward collision warning. That's basically going to allow you to adjust if you want the warnings to come on closer or further away to any obstructions on the roads. And then the lane departure, a lot of people like to have the full lane keep function. So by default, it's just going to beep if you leave the lane without signaling. But if you put it on all functions, it's going to beep. And also now you'll see little lines on the road. If the eyesight can see them on the road, you'll actually feel it just gently kind of nudge you in. This is much less aggressive than the standard adaptive cruise control. I typically just run this setting. I'll turn off the warning and just have it as lane departure prevention only. And that way, even when I'm using my cruise control, there's a slight little keep inside. But anyways, going back, I'm just going to put this back default, coming into the main screen. So your auto is still here. For pairing multiple phones, you can just click this little bubble here where you can hit add, and it will cycle you through all the information to set up your phone for CarPlay, Android Auto, everything there, and set that up. So pretty intuitive, which is nice. You can set up multiple drivers for different settings. So if you are sharing the vehicle with somebody else, you can kind of pair that up so that your settings aren't being shifted over. I know some people like to change that up and get frustrated when a significant other or friend switches that up. So coming back to the home screen here, we do have your auto start stop, very easy to disable right through here. We have your auto vehicle hold. So when this is on, you'll see now by your fuel gauge, the little green light there. So that means that the system is on, it's not active. For it to be active, you need to compress the brake while in drive. It's gonna start flashing. You can take your foot off the brake pedal. The car isn't gonna move. As long as that light's flashing, it will disengage, and once you tap the gas, it'll just roll on its own. Works really nicely in tandem with the auto start stop. Few other things going into the screen here. We do have your radio, so you can set up your different radio stations, cycling through. You do have your audio controls, so you can mute and unmute the audio here. You have your volume controls, but for tuning through different radios, you have your FM, AM, Sirius XM connections, and you can just cycle through to one of your favorite radio stations here. I'll just do 100.3. Press and hold. You're saved in. Now, awesome. So now the next thing you can do, so let's say 102.9, I'll save this one up too. Now, once you're on your radio, you can see if I use these cycles for the arrows while you're on radio, it'll just cycle through your favorites. Otherwise, if you press and hold, it'll just start seeking to the next nearest station and just keep going. So you just press and hold, and it'll cycle through to the next station that is tuned. So really nice if you're just wanting to bounce around there, especially for Sirius XM. Up here, you do have your sliders, so you can change your equalizer, your balance, your fader, and your vocal image control all through here. Now, I'm going to bounce out of here. That's enough of the radio here. You do have media, so if you do Bluetooth, again, Android Auto once connected, or Apple CarPlay, this will all shift over, so you'll lose your valet mode. This will shift over and you'll see your Apple CarPlay lit up. Media is going to be a little bit different. That's going to be more your Bluetooth, aux cable plugins, some cars that are built with CD players. Phone connection, it's going to pair over if you use Bluetooth or Android Auto Apple CarPlay. You'll see it's a little bit different. Applications, that's where you're going to find your SiriusXM travel link. You'll also find My Subaru and your different connection apps. Of course, so as mentioned earlier, they will just hotkey it up here so you can find it nice and easily. Through the main apps, after that is the settings function. Again, we saw a little bit, go through a lot of the time, just kind of pass through. You can change a lot of stuff from your temperature controls, your meter screen, you can have your gas mileage showing up there, sound, phone, but what a lot of people miss, under radio, you can press this arrow and now you go to car. A lot of settings you can play around with. Go through, read it up. If you have any questions, I can feel free to answer them. But there's a lot of system settings, but you'll notice a lot of the stuff at the bottom, again, they have already conveniently placed in this little kind of car bubble here. Next to that is the My Subaru. All the Subarus in Canada come with 3 years of My Subaru remote start. You also get roadside assistance, so you can book service appointments straight through there. You can also book roadside assistance on that side there as well, concierge service. If there's any issues with the screen, let's say an accident occurs, there's airbags everywhere. Very conveniently, up here you'll see the SOS isn't subscribed, so blanked out means there's no subscription active, but SOS for emergency, blue eye for roadside or concierge. And you little green light up here will appear if it's active. Red light means there's an issue. So if there's a red light, talk to your local dealer and they'll help you get that fixed up. Car info, you can see all your different statistics, and you can also set up your maintenance schedule. So every 6 months, 10,000 kilometers, it's already been set up here, but the technicians can go through and reset that every time. But if you're doing it yourself, feel free to jump in there. Display off, obviously we'll shut the display off. I'll just give that a quick show. You can also press and hold the volume button in, and that will also disable that system. But once it does disable, it's going to mute all your audio, so just keep that in mind and be prepared for that. But if you want to change your climate, it's still available. Just tap on the screen. You have all your climate control functions still the same, and start it up. Press and hold here, and 3, 2, 1. It's up. Valet mode just puts a bit of a security lock on a lot of the settings, especially with built-in navigation. It just locks out the nav so people aren't seeing your home address and a few other things. You can swipe the screen over, again, auto vehicle hold, and there's a little place to add shortcuts. So if you're a big AM radio guy, you can just throw on the AM radio. You can put that on there, and that way you can just jump right into your AM. You can actually move these toggles around, so you press and hold it. You can drag it just like a smartphone, move it around. I'm going to delete this because I'm not sure if the next client who buys this is going to like that, but I just want to do a quick run through of the display screen. Hopefully that answers all your questions. Feel free to reach out in the comments. I'm happy to help out. Again, my name's Tristan from Rally Subaru. Always happy to give you a hand, and this is the Aswell salesman here in Edmonton. Thanks again, guys, and you do have your hazard lights up here. Hopefully you never need them though. Thanks, guys.